Hello everyone from the beautiful spaces of HubHub located in Palac ARA in Prague. My name is Adam Carson and I'll be your guide for tonight. As a place for companies to grow, HubHub has joined up with Microsoft in order to bring you tonight's event. We'll see 10 startups from 4 categories presenting here tonight. Now, these startups were selected from the Central and Eastern European region. The categories are sustainability, healthcare, fintech, and retail. Now, all of our participants are absolutely amazing, but we're looking for the ones that benefit their customers the most through the use of Microsoft technologies. In fact, you too can join up in today's event simply by voting for your favorite startup through Slido. It's very easy, just go to sli.do and use the hashtag Microsoft for Startups. Now, there can be only one winner of the public vote, so make sure to send in your vote in time. Before we are joined online with our participants as well as members of our jury, let's take a look at tonight's program. Ready your Slido, and we'll be right ready for you. Microsoft, of course, is one of the leading tech companies focused on innovation. That is why they're offering many opportunities to startups from the Central and Eastern European region. And to tell us all about that, let me introduce you to Violeta Luka, General Manager, Czech Republic and Slovakia at Microsoft.
Thank you very much, Adam. I hope you can hear me and see me well. I'm really excited to be with you tonight, and I'm really grateful for having such an exciting participation of various companies into our competition. I couldn't be more excited because when I'm thinking of startups and entrepreneurs, it's coming into my mind the innovation piece, the opportunity ahead of us, and the capacity to really change the world and make a difference. And this is really very inspiring for me, for my team, and for us at Microsoft, because it's very close connected with our mission to really empower every organization on the planet to achieve more. But today I'm not going to speak only about Microsoft values, Microsoft principles, and Microsoft point of view. What I would like to bring out today are a couple of thoughts around the opportunity ahead of us in terms of changing the world. We are all part of Central Eastern Europe, a place which became, in the last couple of years, more and more a digital hotspot for innovation, for startups, for tech talents. Unicorns and, let's say, more successes which happened in this part of the world attracted more interest, inspired more, let's say, dreams, innovation, and attracted more people to invest in startups ecosystem. Startups became scale-ups and even more. So I think this is really a great opportunity for us here in Central Eastern Europe to really fuel the talents we have in the country for innovation and business scalability around the world. Because this is the way we can really expand our footprint and we can have a success beyond our borders. But let me just bring a couple of trends which are really influencing the opportunity beyond the tech talents we have in the region. So it starts with a new world of hybrid work. We are seeing change in how we work, when we work, and also where our work gets done. More and more people are also asking that very fundamental question, why we work. And this is actually leading to 2 challenges that we are calling the hybrid paradox and the great reshuffle. It's really the fact that in case of hybrid, flexibility is key and that productivity are not mutually exclusive. The business transformation is being underway with the trends like building a hyper-connected business and becoming a digital business. Every business process will be collaborative, powered by data and artificial intelligence, and will bridge the digital and the physical worlds. And what role will play startups? Will really play a crucial role in addressing the new needs in the market, from end consumers to businesses, big or small. And where Microsoft plays really a role, and where communities like HubHub and startups coming together can make a difference, are on the three streams: on technology, on the go-to-market and addressing customer needs, and on partnerships. I'm really happy working for a company which is really investing in Microsoft for Startups program and enriching this program in order to help the startups around the world to strive and to become more competitive. When you are a young entrepreneur or at the beginning of the business, you have many things on your mind, from creating the right solution, the right product, sourcing the right people, finding the financing, being able to optimize cost, resource allocation, keeping the pace to develop the business. And in the same time, you need to think all the time to scaling. I learned from a couple of startup owners that they are going every day through moments of real agony to moments of real joy and satisfaction. I'm not sure about you, but I suppose this scenario sounds quite familiar. And at Microsoft, we were thinking how we can really address the needs startups have in order to become more competitive and more scalable. So we are really putting at your disposal our platform, our value proposition, technology value proposition. We are really offering access to credits, to Azure credits, access to specialized expertise and to guidance from our engineers to our experts and support staff. Then, of course, we are thinking how we can help you to scale your product, because irrespectively how beautiful your solution is, without having the critical mass of customers, the business is not scalable, doesn't really fly off. So we are putting at your disposal the cloud marketplace. We are putting our channel resellers on the line. And in some cases, depending on the programs and on the solutions, we are offering our Microsoft sellers actually channel, which is really great because we can become an arm of your sales capacity in the markets. And finally, our philosophy in the way we work, it's really centered on partnership. The culture of how we do business is really centered around what we can build together, how we can support you. And of course, you know the famous Arab saying, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. So this is really our philosophy in the way we partner. I'm really looking forward to learn more tonight about the value proposition and about the pitches of our startups. And I look forward to see how we can partner in this region to make Microsoft and the innovative startups in the region a driver of change and transformation and positive impact on the world. I believe that in all the industries mentioned by Adam in the beginning, there is room to make a better life for the employees, a better customer experience for the one benefiting of the solutions offered by those industries. In the same time, is also room for real transformation and out-of-the-box thinking. It's a new world we are living in now, a world which is really testing our capacity, our patience, our health every day. So we need to think really bold and with courage, and to utilize technology to augment human capacity and human capabilities. And more importantly, I think we need to team up together in order to really make the place we are living in a better place. Thank you very much. Wishing you great success and look forward to be successful and working more closely together.
Thank you, Violetta. We are nearing the main part of today's event, but before we hear from our startups, let me invite the esteemed members of our panel to introduce themselves. Here they are. Hello and good evening.
Good evening.
Hi there.
Hi there, good evening.
So let's start in any order. I'm Dan Mihescu from Gapminder. We're a seed and Series A fund focused on startups in Central Europe with a special focus on Romanian-born startups.
Hi, I'm Eva. I'm partner of Next Road Ventures. We invest in early stage companies from C up to €1 million. We focus mostly on SaaS and marketplaces.
Hello, my name is Zsolt. I'm representing Day1 Capital. It's a Budapest-based early-stage venture capital firm investing all around Central Eastern Europe.
Guillaume here from Credo Ventures, based out of Prague, but the rest of the team is also across Central and Eastern Europe, early stage investors as the rest of our panelists.
Hi, I'm Andros, founding partner of Terra Ventures. We're Tallinn-based seed fund, investing in also in Scandinavia, Baltics, Poland.
Hello, I'm Dora. I'm from Athens, from Unifund VC. We're also an early stage VC, and we are engaging with the tech startups that are in Athens, Greece, and all around.
Okay, thank you very much, jury members. Now, I believe the time has come to get to know tonight's startup participants. We shall start with a company from Hungary called Voltium. Voltium helps companies with their daily task management, as well as with the costs of their EVs, meaning electronic vehicles. Representing Voltium, and here for the 3-minute presentation, is its CEO and co-founder, Sophia Toth.
Hello, everybody. Can you see my screen and my pitch?
Yes, we can.
Yes, great. Fueling a car is a minute. Charging an electric vehicle takes an hour. So if you would like to switch your car to electric, you can use it 1 hour less every single day. For delivery, public transportation, or company car fleet, it's a huge issue. For Amazon, using only electric vehicles means 1.3 million less packages delivered daily just in the US. However, electrification is inevitable. More than 300 cities already started banning out petrol and diesel vehicles fleets, and this is just the beginning. We created Voltium to overcome these shortages and make electric transportation competitive without any compromises. Voltium is an electric fleet optimization software. We precisely predict the energy need of the electric vehicles along the way. We plan the best routes for them and also optimize their charging sessions to avoid running out of juice. With our live optimization, we also tackle traffic jams and other unexpected events so that everybody gets there safe and sound. By using Voltium, companies can save up to 25% of their costs, say goodbye to range anxiety, and operate EVs as easily as petrol or diesel vehicles. We are tackling a huge and exploding market with more than $50 billion of TAM by the year of 2025. Our business model is really simple. We charge a monthly fee starting from €1 per vehicle per month. Unlike any other players on the market, we use live data to give you the best routes for all your vehicles. We also deliver world-class energy usage predictions and are integrated smoothly in the company's current fleet management softwares. We are the best founders and best team to tackle these issues, as we have been working together for more than 7 years now in industry-leading companies like E.ON, Innogy, or Deloitte. We are also backed by market-shaping investors like Techstars or MVM Group. 8 cities and public transportation companies already trust and use our services. Moreover, we are integrated in the globally leading fleet management software, Geotab. We have a huge and strong growth ahead of us. We'll exceed 1,000 vehicles managed by our platform in this year. Next year, we'll manage 12 times more, and by 2024, we'll hit the 30,000 vehicle mark, and this is just the beginning of our journey. So let's connect to us and electrify your company together.
Now we have 5 minutes for our panel's questions. The first question will be coming from Guillaume.
Sure. So, quick, obvious question was, who are your customers? Is it the EV owners, or would it be the manufacturers, or even maybe the cities?
Great question. Thank you very much. So our customers are the companies who own these electric vehicle fleets. So right now we are mainly focusing on electric vehicle fleets, that it be public transportation, car company fleets, or last mile delivery fleets.
And how do you acquire clients? Like, what is your way of customer acquisition?
Yeah, thank you. Great question. So we are actually integrating our software into already existing fleet management platform. For example, Geotab is the globally leading electric fleet management software, and we just got integrated into their system, which opens up a huge space for us, because they have more than 40,000 customers on board already. So we tackle and we get our customers through these fleet management softwares. It is also really good for us because it's a much more efficient sales cycle than if we would have to go to the clients directly one by one. And it is also really good for our clients, as we heard from our market research, that they want to use one compact software for their fleet management. They would not like to implement individual softwares. So it's like a win-win situation.
And Zsófi, can you share what is the revenue sharing part with your partners in these cases?
Could you please tell it again?
The business model. I was asking about the business model. I guess it's revenue sharing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So we actually give this €1 per month per vehicle price, starting from this price for the fleet management softwares, and they then resell actually this software as part of their package, as their fleet management package. So this is our price that we got, and they put like a margin on it for the end users.
Anyone else has a question?
What's the competition view here? Who is the closest competitor as well?
So our main competitors are from the electric vehicle space, who are mainly doing energy usage predictions for electric vehicles. I think our main advantages is that most of our competitors do not use live data from the vehicle. So they are rather using static data, and they predict the state of charge and the consumption just based on the static data. However, we get the live data from the vehicles, so it makes our predictions much more precise and reliable. And regarding the fleet management side, we don't really look at other fleet management softwares like platforms like Geotab as competitors, rather like partners with whom we can really give complementary solutions for the end users.
We have 1 minute left, so one last question, possibly.
So what is your dream with this company? I mean, how big do you think this company will become?
Yeah, so in 5 years, Volteam is going to be the #1 electric fleet optimization software in the world. So I think we have all the chances and all the resources and human power to make it happen. So we will be the market globally.
30 seconds left. Does anyone have a super quick question? Maybe not. I think that's it. Thank you, and thank you, Volteam.
Thank you very much for having us.
Next, all the way from Romania, we have Medica AI. Medica AI is a web-based medical imaging platform that connects hospitals, clinics, doctors, and patients into an online network where they can collaborate seamlessly and more efficiently on chronic, rare, or serious conditions. And here for their 3-minute presentation is CEO Mircea Popa.
Hello, thank you. Not sure you can hear me. So, assuming you can, I'm Mircea. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Medicai. And the story of how it all began is, well, this is my first startup, and my first company was again in digital health, started in 2011, and we did skin cancer screening. And in 2018, when I exited that company, we wanted to do something else. I took a bunch of people with me from my previous team. So we started thinking about, okay, let's do something broader, medical imaging. And we looked at the market, because healthcare is a huge market, 10 trillion globally. 80% of this money goes for chronic patients. And we were looking at these patients and what they need. And we came across medical imaging, and with our DNA being in AI, we thought we're going to do AI in medical imaging. It made a lot of sense. But started talking to stakeholders, clinics, managers, just trying to get the feedback and see what we can do. We quickly understood that this is a world where CDs are still in use. So AI and CDs don't really mix. And the CD is actually not the problem. They're the effect. The problem is that in healthcare, infrastructure is really, really bad. And it's ironic that it's where we spend the most money. 80% of the healthcare money goes into chronic patients. They need imaging. That's where it's worse, because flows are broken. So we saw the opportunity of creating a collaboration tool. And that's what Medicai is. And I thought it might be more powerful if I show you than just do a presentation. So this is the solution. We wanted to make it really easy for doctors to handle the imaging instead of using CDs, downloading and having everything local. We wanted to make it easy for them to view the imaging, collaborate on it, and just share it with anybody. So this is kind of how we become a network. We allow collaboration, discussions, and we allow these things to happen across the borders of hospitals and institutions. So, of course, we had to create a technology and infrastructure for this to be able to connect clinics, hospitals, connect them with their existing systems. But this has applications in a lot of things, actually, in medicine. Anything from second opinions, just from simple triage and internal flows of clinics and hospitals to medical tourism, patient navigation, you name it. And then this, of course, also acts as a foundation towards AI solutions, because we haven't forgotten our DNA. On the other side, we saw an opportunity on the patient facing side, because patients still have this cumbersome experience of getting CDs and not being able to coordinate with their
I'm sorry, Mircea, I have to cut you off. Your time is up. This will have to do. We now have 5 minutes for our jury's questions, and the question that's coming first is from Zolt.
Sure.
Yes. The first question is just about your GTM strategy. So what is the main driving force behind this change that this could happen in the medical area? Is it the end customer, the doctors, the clinics? So how do you see that, and how do you tackle this?
So we started with giving doctors their own independent accounts. We also give patients their accounts. So we see this driving force, doctors using it with their patients and then taking it to clinics and hospitals, thus shortening the sales cycle. Usually in healthcare, that's the problem. You have long sales cycle. Of course, the problem of technology, because, well, these hospitals can't handle it. We've solved the technology, and we're now using doctors and our users to get into the systems that need to get this.
Another question. Another question.
Hi, Mircea. Good to see you again this week. Question would be, what level of integration, if any, do you need into the hospital's own imaging system, or whichever they currently use from their supplier of MRI machines and CAT scans, etc.?
So everything standardized everything is under the same standard. Integration is not necessarily the proper word, it's connection. So for us, it takes 2-3 days to connect to a system of the clinic and hospital. And at that point, they're able to push their imaging through our network and create any team they want, any pathway they want, so on and so forth.
We have 3 minutes left, plenty of time for a few more questions.
Is there any patent on this?
Well, patent, no. The IP is ours, so everything that we have developed belongs to the company. There is no patent on it because, well, this would be complicated and we're not sure we want to expose the secret sauce.
So again, how many hospitals or clinics have you integrated now?
We have about 40 clinics and hospitals, in the process of getting about 20 more because we won a public bid. We have a couple of pharma projects, landed last year, partnership with Microsoft, of course. And we're managing currently about 500,000 imaging studies and growing by about 50,000 a month.
And what are your unique selling points? As there are some solutions already on the market, so I would like to know a little bit more. How do you stand out from all other solutions? I'm not talking about CD or something, but solutions that are already connected, with some sort of scanners and so on.
Yeah, so what the network is a differentiator. This ability of getting the data from A to B amongst different players on our infrastructure. So of course there's competition, but what we see actually, because there is no solution to tackle this, our biggest competition is WhatsApp and WeTransfer. This is what we see in use today in hospitals and clinics. And we also see an issue in the AI space where AI companies sometimes have trouble connecting to get the data from the hospital and then push the results of the algorithm back into the workflow of doctors/radiologists. So the unique selling point is this collaboration that we're enabling across the walls of institutions, hospitals, clinics, research organizations, telemedicine service providers, so on and so forth.
We have 20 seconds, so unless it's a super quick question. No? Anyone?
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Oh yeah, we want to win this. And we're also raising around to fuel the expansion and build a marketing and sales machine.
Fantastic. Time is up. Thank you, Medica AI. Next, we have Born Digital from Czechia. Born Digital creates multilingual virtual assistants that cover all channels such as calls, emails, and chat. Representing Born Digital, and here for his 3-minute presentation, is its CEO, Tomáš Malovec.
Thank you. Good afternoon. What do you think is the best contact center? Obviously, there are many good answers. However, in our opinion, the best contact center is the one I have no reason to contact. What means you are getting the proper services or products and you are satisfied with them. However, if you need to contact the contact center, you want to be served immediately, regardless whether you call during the peak time, day or night. Now, let's have a look how we address those points. Our platform has 2 areas. The first area is a prevention. We call it Customer Insight Analytics. It's a neural network that is able to understand the content of each human interaction. It can understand the content, it can understand the sentiment and many other parameters. Basically, it shows the companies why their customer contact them and how they should improve their processes, product or services to reduce the number of unnecessary interaction. Thus, they increase customer experience and decrease the cost of their contact center. The other area of our platform is real automation. So we have a digital virtual assistant covering all the channels, so like voice, email, and chats. And it has three subcomponents. Basically, at the beginning, it applies the prediction model. So it tries to predict why a customer is calling or writing. Based on that prediction model, it decides whether it could be processed automatically or it should be routed to the right human operator. And if it could be processed automatically, it leads the fluent conversation either via voice or chat with the client. From a customer's perspective, we were established in 2019. However, recently we have more than 30 large enterprises operating in several countries, primarily in Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Germany, and Poland. Our company was established by two co-founders, Zenon Slivka and myself, both of us with roughly 20 years of experience from global technology companies or large enterprises. And our team consists of 35 people, and it's a unique combination of either senior managers or technical experts from various global companies such as Accenture or IBM, plus young motivated professionals. So roughly 1/3 of our company are fresh graduates. If you look at our company roadmap, we were established in 2019, starting with product development and validating the product on the market. During the last year, we were penetrating our product and presence on the region, so we roughly more than tripled number of customers, and recently we are about to get to the global markets. So that's pretty it. Thank you for attention, and I'm open for any questions.
Hi. So I have one question. As it seems from your slides that you target enterprises, so my question is if it's like your ideal customer or you are going to target also the massive market. So I refer to SMBs, mid-market in general as well. So what's your ultimate goal here?
Yeah, we have two types of customers. The first type is a large enterprise with large volume of human interactions. However, we also have medium enterprises that needs to contact their customers, because in many cases they need to contact them, give them some message, and ask for any request. So let's say 2/3 of companies are large enterprises, 1/3 is medium enterprise.
So how do you acquire clients? What is your sales strategy, cost-related, average revenue per user?
Yeah.
Per the company, yeah?
Yeah, so let me start with the second question. What is our sales model or revenue model? So we price the companies per channel and per language. It gives us a very good potential of cross-sell and upsell within the companies. And the sales channels, so we have several sales channels. We have set of integrators or the partners like CGI and other companies. We have direct sales, and we have also the sales partners.
Can you elaborate more on the competition?
Yeah. So we are more or less fighting with global competition. These are roughly several products from IBM or from Google. And our differentiator is that these are very general products. We are concentrating specifically for contact centers in area of natural language understanding. So our platform is providing nothing more, nothing less that is expected exactly in area of contact centers.
Could you tell us a bit more about the pitch when you approach customers? What is the hook that you typically use to convince them?
Yeah, so usually it's also one of our differentiators. All of you know that there are thousands of chatbot companies. So there are hundreds of voicebot companies. There are some companies providing analytics or emails. However, there are 0 companies, at least in our region, covering all the channels. And now imagine you are manager of contact center and you want to apply the natural language understanding technology in your contact center. You decide either to integrate free partners with free security issues, free integrations, free architecture issues, or you buy one platform and then from one day to another, you decide whether you want to use chatbot, voice bot, or other channel. So this is the most, let's say, the differentiating factor we sell through.
Okay, and what is your LTV to CAC? What I'm asking is what's your return on sales team and so on. Yeah, so in general, the all actions you're taking as enterprise software has a different, a little bit approach, yeah, to sales, to marketing, and so on. So I would like to get this ratio.
Can you please repeat the question? I'm not sure I got the.
What is your LTV to CAC? So customer lifetime value to acquisition cost.
Yeah. So at the beginning, it's very easy because it's in average 6 to 8 weeks to get a customer. So it's very fast to get the first customer. Then there is several months of scaling up the customer, adding new channels or enabling another languages. And so far we have zero churn. However, it will come. However, churn is very difficult. Once the platform is being used, it's integrated. It's quite difficult to change either the platform or give back the benefits already achieved.
1 minute is remaining, so we have time for one more question. Anyone?
So what is your average ticket per company?
Yeah, so we start at the 1,000 euro per month per channel, per language. In average, we get somewhere to 2,700 euros monthly per client. However, these are regional clients, with just limited scalability. Once we get to the global markets, it's gonna be slightly higher.
30 seconds left. I heard 2 questions at one time.
What kind of analytics are you providing?
Well, it's hour-based analytics, so it's a neural network that provides all the data. And finally, we can either provide the analytic graphical user interface ours, we use Kibana, or we can integrate to any analytical tool of our client. It's just plug-and-play module.
Máme problém s Fintexem, nemají kameru.
All right, the time is up. Thank you, Tomáš, and thank you, Born Digital.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Next up from Hungary, we have FinTech X. FinTech X offers the best in-class FinTech experience, which is 10 times faster than standard, regardless of where the clients have their bank accounts. Representing FinTech X, and here for their 3-minute presentation, are its CEO, György Mudry, with his co-founder Tamás Gemex, and some technical difficulties. So should we wait for them for a few seconds? Possibly. What is, and that is a question for the audience here as well as you at home, is there a favorite song that appears in your head when I say startups? Does anyone have anything like that? It is a bit of a bizarre question, isn't it? But it seems like it might have given us the time to find them.
I'm here.
All right, excellent. Welcome.
Can you hear?
Welcome. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, excuse me, I'm from home, so the reception may not be the best. All right, so let me share my desktop.
We're all ready for you. Happy to have you here.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Give it possibly a few more seconds. We can see you, but not your screen yet. Fingers crossed it'll work.
as I'm sharing.
I think we can try and do it without the presentation. Are you up to it?
Yeah, I can do that.
Excellent.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Tamás Kemes. I'm the CTO of FintechX, and I'm going to talk about FintechX, open banking and open finance API platform. Open banking is a global movement where banks are opening there's a UK, EU, and the whole movement is growing worldwide now. We think it's a huge opportunity, especially for the medium-sized bank that we're targeting. Right now, they have an opportunity to attack the bigger banks thanks to open banking and way above their size thanks to open banking both and both. How? They can now target other banks with better financial products, personalized, like account, thanks to getting the data of their banks through open banking. What do they need? Tell us that they are pretty much overburdened by compliance, and they sometimes think that an API partnership ecosystem is a privilege of the neobanks, and they're looking for a solution to how to go from compliance to monetization fast. And this is why we built FintechX Build. It allows our partners to not only comply, even on top of legacy systems fast, but to monetize and attract a bigger player with open banking based and embedded finance based product. And we have expertise in what size of scale. We have end-to-end expertise because we were the first registered TPP in the CEE region, and we were also the suppliers of the first live with Microsoft, because apart from the part, it offers to the opportunity to bring solutions to market, which allows a faster time to market and pushes risks down. We have a rapidly growing team with investors, among them BNL, who exited their startup, sold that to Mises, one of the biggest banking suppliers. We have 5 at the moment. And we are looking for small and medium banks in our target market, and looking for channel partnerships, not only with Microsoft, but consulting firms and fintech media as well. And I wait the question.
Okay, thank you, Tamás. We are experiencing some technical difficulties, so before I ask our panel for the questions, try to speak a little bit slower. Hopefully that'll help. But thank you anyway. As I've said, we have 5 minutes for our jury's questions. First question comes from Andrus.
Yeah, thank you. You seem to be a CTO of 3 companies in parallel, so how do you allocate your time, and do you ever sleep as well? Or?
Yeah, sleeping is a luxury. Yeah, you're right. But we have pretty good business leader teams, product owners at the moment now. We worked quite a lot in the last 2 years since we started. We grew a lot in the first phase, acquiring many banks, and now we've built the business capability also to grow with establishing these product-led teams, and they are very, very self-sufficient now. So now I can focus much more on strategy.
Next question. We have plenty of time. We have 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. So my question is, I looked at your deck. Do you have already any client outside of Hungary?
Right now, we're in contact with the mother banks the countries that of the banks that we've already onboarded. But in those target markets that I said, we're only in preliminary talks.
We were not able to listen to your speech very well, but could you please explain us more on the product details, so the unique characteristics?
Mm-hmm. I've shared my screen. The product basically allows these. It has a common data finance model in the center. We link the banking system with the integration layer. We have pre-connectors to all the banking players and legacy like SOAP, MQ, and other systems. And so there's only a thin integration layer that needs to be added, and then the bank is up and running with the open banking and open finance APIs. And on these APIs, we provide use cases, pre-built use cases that allow them to loan on open data, to open an account on data switch from another bank. And how do they do that? They download the transaction data from the other bank through open banking. And based on that data, they offer a loan, or based on that data, they offer a better account. So this is how they can attack the other ones. And the embedded finance use cases are mostly through these channels right now in the MVP phase as well. Of that embedded finance trend, mostly through the BNPL, because it comes very nicely into the loan on open data model. So it's not a BNPL like just as a non-personalized item, but open data as well.
1 minute left. Any other questions?
Next steps?
Yeah, next steps are this: that we're reaching out to all of these to Microsoft, and we are going to reach out to McKinsey here for sure in Budapest. They built just a new studio for fintech and banking related products, and to try to get solutions out to those developing markets, that way where open banking is growing right now. And also we are doing our own direct sales activity through conferences, just as we did before, but the channel partnerships are also a big step.
Okay, your time is up. Thank you. Hopefully you get the gist of it. Thank you, FinTechs. Next up, we have Aut AI from Estonia. Aut AI is a leading AI skincare and skin health company that provides digital skincare products for holistic and personalized recommendation engines. CEO Anastasia Georgievskaya is here to give us her 3-minute presentation.
Hello, everyone. Great to participate in this event. My name is Anastasia. I'm the CEO of Aut AI skincare personalization platform. So Aut AI is operating on a beauty tech market, which is currently valued $3 billion. It includes a couple of domains, and we are standing in personalized recommendation tool segment. So the recent market overview on global artificial intelligence in beauty and cosmetics have featured Aut AI as one of the key players. And if you read this report, you will find out that the key to the trends that happening in skincare right now is personalization. So why personalization is such a big thing for skincare? That's because all skincare brands traditionally have a very big immersiveness component with their consumers. It's very important to build brand loyalty. It's very important that brand vision, strategy, ingredients, and manufacturing practices do resonate with their consumer. So about 80% of respondents in an independent survey have indicated that they would like to get personalized services and experiences, and 90 respondents said that they find personalization appealing. So when we think about the ways to personalize experiences in skincare, we first would like to understand more about the consumer, and we can do it in a very simple way, like making recommendations based on visitors' interest or using some basic web analytics like what's the age, location, and income of a person, or we can use questionnaires, or we can even ask a consumer to make self-assessment, which always will be biased, or we can make it an automated way using artificial intelligence systems. So out of these systems, out of this method, AI gives the unbiased and actual assessment of skin to make sure that we match the right product with the right conditions. So why computer vision was chosen in this domain, artificial intelligence? I think the answer is obvious. Specifically in skincare, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So the HubHub SaaS product has two sub-products. For enterprise, we're providing an API that can be integrated into their e-commerce platforms and chatbots to personalize purchases. And for SMEs, we're providing zero-code solution to make the same thing just on a smaller shops. And we have a wide range of amazing features that target skin, hair, body, effect simulation, and pretty much every type of the our body that can be treated with some skincare products. And we have compatibility with a variety of different apps and platforms. So if you'd like to try our solution, I highly encourage you to scan a QR code here. I will show you a very quick demo how the product works. So once our client has connected to our API or built a zero-code solution from the constructor, we help them build the flow, which first includes collecting a perfect selfie that we'll use for the analysis. Once the picture is uploaded, it takes about 2 to 3 seconds to make the calculation of 15 different parameters. Then we're presenting the results to the consumer to really build this trust and explain why algorithm made this decision.
Sorry, Anastasia. I have to stop you there. Your time is up. We now have 5 minutes for our jury's questions. And the first question is coming from Dora.
So, hello. Actually, personally, I'm a serious consumer of the cosmetics industry, so I really enjoyed the presentation. Could you please let me know which is your main customer? Is this a cosmetics company, myself, or a dermatologist?
We're in the first place to B2B business, so our main client segments are skincare manufacturers, retailers who sell skincare products, and also clinics and professional dermatologists.
Mm-hmm. And where does the personalized cosmetic come? So, I mean, do I use it at a skincare product seller and then I get a personalized view and a personalized, let's say, day cream or eye cream or anything?
Yes, exactly. So we help brands retarget their products to match the consumer needs. So in many cases, cosmetic doesn't work because we're using the wrong cosmetics or because we're applying it wrong. So our software helps retarget products from the brand's assortment to match their consumers' concerns.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Anastasia. You have a pretty relevant background. Can you cover that as well, or?
Yes, thank you for the question. I'm a biophysicist by training, so I really like scientifically backed, measurable approach opposed to just some marketing claims. And the system was actually designed according to some of the principles of biophysical analysis, which were further combined with image analysis from selfies.
Okay, and what sort of cosmetics do you recommend? Is it like the brands that you cooperate with, or it's more like based on ingredients that actually work on some science and so on?
So in our case, we're not recommending to a consumer product of some particular brand. So since we're a B2B business, our clients who are cosmetics manufacturers or retailers input their products, and then we target products to the consumers. The way we're doing it are multi-aspected. So first, we're taking into consideration their skin parameters, then the ingredients. Then we're also using preferences, location of a person, and so-called skin cluster models, persons which lay in specific clusters and has specific concerns. And we're also comparing what people from your clusters benefited from or what was not working great for their skin to come up with the final recommendation list.
2 minutes are remaining. Does anyone else have a question?
Anything on your next steps?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I think that we have a really big vision, and our first small step is to acquire 100 customers. Right now we have 46 brand partnerships. Then we would like to move and breach consumers, service providers, and brand manufacturers in one ecosystem where a consumer can really choose products that they benefit the most, and then they can be targeted to the brands that they likely will benefit the most, and find the service provider that will help them maintain their skin health or maybe improve their skin health and stay young, beautiful, and energetic.
1 minute remaining. Plenty of time for one more question, I think.
Yeah, one very hard for me to answer, so that I have a whole minute.
Something hard, apparently.
Can you share something about your pricing? How do you price?
Sure. So our pricing is based on the subscription plus transactions. So subscription is just access to our platform. We have different packages depending on their entity size. So our smallest package starts about $300 per month, and then our check for enterprise is starting from about 2,000 per month.
30 seconds left. Does anyone have a super quick question? Well, if not, then that's it. Thank you. And thank you, Hot AI.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're halfway there, which I think is a perfect time for a break. But before you go, don't forget to use Slido to support your favorite startup with the hashtag Microsoft for Startups. We'll be right back, I think. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Vladimira, and when I was younger, I always wanted to be a dentist. Today, I'm working as a startup program manager at Microsoft, where I'm helping startups to scale further and faster. We started this Scale It Up community with the goal to create meaningful partnerships with the local ecosystem players. And today, we are going to show you who we are.
My name is Michael.
Vanda.
Luca.
Bashka.
Mikhail.
Philip.
Simona.
Mario. Should I say it to the camera, right?
Yeah. When growing up, I wanted to be a singer.
Actress.
Policeman or fireman.
An astronaut.
A soldier in the army.
Teacher.
I wanted to be a doctor. First job ever.
Newspaper boy.
A painter.
I was cleaning the dishes.
Oh.
Selling the sunglasses.
I was picking the apricots.
Today I work as a partner development manager at Microsoft.
Startup founder at Battery Check.
Startup leader at Microsoft.
Program manager at FutureNow.
I'm founder and CEO of Twixy.
Territory channel manager / cloud specialist.
Customer program manager at Microsoft.
Partner at HubHub Ventures.
It's a beautiful community for sharing ideas and networking, and you can gain a lot of experience from here.
Helping startups is my passion.
It's easier to be part of the group than work alone.
Because I like startups and I would like to pay karma back a little bit.
To share my knowledge.
Hi, my name is Katarina, and when growing up, I wanted to be a singer. Today, I'm a community manager at HubHub, and I'm thrilled to be part of this puzzle. So how about you? Will you join us?
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 So will you join us?
Welcome back. Now, I'm sure the next startup is ready with their presentation. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Battery Check from Czechia. Battery Check helps companies to better understand and manage the batteries they operate inside their devices. Here in person for his 3-minute presentation is Battery Check's CEO, Michal Sastinsky. Hello and good evening. Thank you. I'll ask you to step over here. He'll be the jury, but it's yours for 3 minutes.
We use so many devices leveraging batteries as a primary and secondary source of the energy. What used to be cable, diesel, or manual is now electric. And it's not quite easy for the manufacturers of these devices to go into electricity. They have to source the components and materials mostly in Asia. And once they put everything together and make up the devices, I mean, they struggle with the battery life cycle unpredictability. So they don't know when the batteries are going to fail or how long they are going to live. And of course, because of the batteries are very often toxic and flammable, there is also a big push from the green initiatives and also regulatory framework, especially from the EU. What we are developing is a cloud-based, pure software solution, which is helping these manufacturers to understand what is happening. And once we get the data from those devices and analyze them, we help them with alerts, recommendations, and predictions, so they know what is happening with the batteries, and they can make appropriate steps. So we create a battery health record for each device. We look for anomalies, predictions, and recommend regarding the second life of recycling. So we use those batteries as long as possible. We have a lot of devices already, even in Europe, and there will be even more because, I mean, we go to electricity because of the carbon dioxide challenges. And more and more of these devices will be smarter and smarter, which is going to have a lot of demand for the batteries and a lot of juice. So it makes absolutely sense to track the batteries inside of devices to know what is happening there. Most of our team are industry experts in IoT, energy storage, battery design and manufacturing, backend development, and AI. And it's the right combination of the business, technical, and also operational persons. We are part of Microsoft for Startups program. We already have 2 patent pending applications, and we are truly believe in what we are doing. Our solution is like a easy to integrate Lego box. So we use API to ingest the data, and then once we find anomalies, predictions, we use API to alert our customers, manufacturers of the devices, so they know what is happening. We track the whole life cycle of the batteries, and we use no hardware, and we don't care what kind of device or battery it is. Our solution is based on a service, so based on the complexity of the battery and the size and volume of the data, we charge the fee per month. And if it is no COVID, we would already have the paying customers, but this will happen probably this year. We already have the full backend platform, and we are developing our AI further down the road, depending how fast we can have the data from our customers. Thank you very much.
Thank you kindly. Now we have 5 minutes for our panel's questions, and the first question is coming from Zolt. And we can't hear you, Zolt.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Excellent.
Okay, super. So the question is regarding the fundraising. You said that you are raising 300,000 euro for the next 18 months, and you have a team of 6 at least on the slide, which are all experts. For me, it seems like not that much money. Can you elaborate how you will survive from this amount?
Yeah, but we already have the Circle of Excellence, so there is a pretty good chance we will get the local funding from Czech Republic, and we applied for 1.7 million. So either we will get it this year or we'll reapply to EIC Accelerator again. So we are going to combine the EU grant money and the funding money, but we don't want to wait for it, and we definitely want to speed up the development and customer acquisition. So this will be main part of the spending of the investments.
Okay, so.
Could you give us insights into, for a potential customer, once your solution is adopted in a mature way, what kind of savings are we talking about, or some before and after comparison that helps visualize the problem really you're solving for them?
We are not committing to any savings or numbers because we simply don't know it yet. That's to be frank with you where we are. But our customers are struggling with, we don't know what we don't know. So they are basically waiting for batteries to fail, and they need to predict and know what is happening so they can make extra actions regarding predictive maintenance, replacement, and others. And they perceive their data as their own knowledge, so we don't know what kind of savings or what they are going to do with it. We are basically enabler of a lot of scenarios which are happening there, but we don't have the statistics to tell you we save 30%. We are not there yet.
You were also telling about the used battery second-hand marketplace. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we already have 2 potential customers. We are waiting for the integration, and they take the used batteries from electric vehicles, and they are developing second life energy storage systems. And they want us to track those energy storage systems because they don't know what is going to happen, and they need to guarantee how long those energy storage systems are going to live. So they want us to track the second life of the second life batteries, actually, so they can keep their SLAs. And this is becoming a bigger and bigger market. And we have 1 partner in Czech Republic and 1 in Hungary now, and there is more coming probably this year, hopefully.
We have 2 more minutes. Are there any other questions?
If you don't have hard numbers on savings, etc., what is your sales message when you approach the customers? Hopefully, you're not just telling them, "Here's data and make the best of it," right?
Yeah, well, as mentioned, now the customers are waiting when the battery is going to fail, so they want to know if anything is happening, because they need to keep the SLA. That's the first thing. The second thing, because of the broken supply chain, they need to make a decision how many replacement battery packs they need for their current customers because of the SLAs and warranty claims, how many of the new battery packs they can use for the new devices, meaning the new business. And these kind of decisions are critical for them. Because, for example, just 1 connector, which used to be like 10 euro cents, is right now 2.5 euros, and you can get it, but it will take probably 63 weeks. So manufacturers really need to plan the supply chain and know how many battery packs they need to have for the current business and the future business. So the savings, I mean, it's just down the road. They are literally, most of the manufacturers are logistics companies now, trying to get the components so they can produce and sell.
35 seconds left. Time for a super quick question, if there is one. If not, I think that's it. Thank you, Dream members.
Much.
Thank you. All right, that was battery check. Cytocast from Hungary is next. Cytocast revolutionizes drug discovery by integrating bioinformatic databases into computer models to understand the effects of perturbations caused by drugs. We have Cytocast CEO, Professor Attila Csikas-Nagy here.
Thank you, Adam.
You have 3 minutes. Good luck.
Perfect pronunciation. Amazing. So, 5% per minute. That is 7,200 on a day. That is like 15 airplane. This is the amount of people who are dying because of wrong treatment. Flying has been made safe because of the introduction of simulators. Flight simulators are used now to train and test pilots. What Cytocast is doing, we are building a cell simulator to test treatments. We are doing this because there is a strong need also in the drug discovery field to reduce price and cost of drug discovery. We need to be sure that the drugs are effective and they do not have serious side effects. We do that by integrating biological data and bioinformatics data into our database and combine that with personalized data. And this data could be coming from each individual, or this could come from preclinical trials or clinical trials from pharma companies. These are integrated into a cell simulator, and in this simulator we can drop in drugs and test which will be the outcome of these simulations and what will be the effects and side effects of these drugs. And we do that through running our simulations in the Microsoft Azure cluster, because we need tremendously high computing power to run these simulations. And we use the Microsoft Marketplace and the Azure server to serve our first customers and partners and run our pilot studies right now. And in next year, we will license our software tool to drug discovery companies on the B2B fashion. And in 2 years, we plan to release our personalized medicine discovery tool on a B2B2C fashion to clinics and eventually to use patients. And there are many other companies who work on the computational biology field, but they are mostly focusing on target identification or molecular design for the drug discovery. Instead, we are looking at multiomics data and integrate these to deal with multiple diseases, not just cancer, as most of the other companies doing. And in this way, we get mechanistic insights, and we are able to tell the effects of drugs and the side effects of drugs on a personalized fashion, so for each individual. And our team has been trained throughout the world, has gained expertise in various places, and now has been expanded thanks to a pre-seed round of investment. And in this way, now our team reached the size of 11 people and 8 advisory board members. And together we are going towards our goal to increase our achievements and increase our success. And eventually we would like to reach our final goal and vision that at the end all people should receive the best treatment possible to be reached for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And with some extra time left, so now we have 5 minutes for our jury's questions. And the first question is coming from Dan.
Yes, hi. Look, I'm going to be very frank. I read your deck before, and I was wondering how certain things are correlating, and they're not related to the product and the R&D efforts that you're doing, but rather on how you manage the project. So, for example, I've seen that you did a round that was in the range of 220K, and that you just said you have a team of 11 people, and you plan to do another round of 1 million in Q4, I believe.
Yes.
So the question is, how many of these people are actually involved on full-time basis into the project right now?
Okay, approximately half of them. Four people are full-time on the project. The rest are half, or there are a few who are only 25% on this project at the moment. This is what that's why we are looking forward to the next seed round investment to get everyone fully involved.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then a second question would be, because obviously we are not so even close to be so technical as you are on this, how can you prove to non-very specialist, how can you prove where you are with your project? How can you prove it works now?
Okay, so
have you tested with...
Yes, so we are running currently a couple of pilot projects with collaborating companies and universities. And what we are testing that in our simulations, can we predict the effects of those, the effects and side effects of those drugs which has already been tested for effects and side effects. And eventually we will use the output format of the post-processing of our simulation tool to build a machine learning algorithm on this, and eventually to be able to ensure that based on what we learned from these pilot studies and from the literature on each drug, how precisely we can predict the effects and side effects of all of these. This can improve, and as we run more of this will be even more and more effective.
Okay, and one last question is about the IP. I've seen that slide that you have with the IP handling. So given that some people are not full-time in here and maybe you are using certain university resources and all that, how safe are you from the IP part?
Yes, so basically, indeed, this is a university spin-out company, but we bought already the IP from the university, and now we are kind of using our own resources. So in that sense, why we are not going towards patenting and stuff, as I've seen earlier, someone else mentioned that we rather keep as a trade secret, because if patenting, then we would reveal too much of the secret, how we make it what we make. So that's why we keep the IP protected, and that's why we would like to get involved all the people full time, but we have in their contract the NDA and all the specifics not to let them kind of sneak out and go to either of the competitors.
Okay. There is maybe a very I don't want to get all the questions, by the way, so feel free to jump. There is one small thing in the deck was like you feel you are like 8 years ahead of the competition, and.
Yeah, well, okay. So we are ahead. We are ahead of the market a little bit with the precision medicine approach, because right now some of the equipments, some of the analysis equipments are available for drug companies, but they are not available yet in the medicine, in the medics, and in the clinics. So that's why we were in the accelerator of the GE Healthcare, and we are discussing with companies who are developing these diagnostic machines, that we should be able to be ready with our software tool, that when these reach the clinics, then they should be able to run our software on it, and basically this would be the Intel Inside kind of stuff on Cytocast Inside on those machines once they reach the clinic. That's the goal.
How close to the market do you feel that you are? Are there any pilots, tests, contracts, or anything?
Yes, so right now we are just finalizing a pilot project with a Canadian company, and
that will have to do. I'm sorry, the time is up. Okay. I'm so sorry to break you, but thank you for your time, and thank you, Cytocast.
Thanks very much.
Next up, we have Bibe Coffee from Greece. Bibe Coffee IoT real-time monitoring solution transforms every professional coffee machine into a smart, connected terminal, minimizing revenue loss and safeguarding brand quality image. And here to give us his 3-minute presentation is the CEO, Vasilis Apostolopoulos.
Nice pronunciation. Thanks a lot for the introduction. So I'm Vasilis. I'm representing Bibe Coffee, and basically what we do essentially is that we digitally transform all this world of coffee that I wouldn't say that they are that much advanced as one would expect. Now, what we do is that we have created a SaaS platform that is enabling and connecting all coffee machines, all professional coffee machines, turning them into smart connected terminals. Basically, our audience are not the coffee shops themselves, but the coffee roasters, distributors, manufacturers, and coffee chains. So our customers would be Lavazza, Illy, Starbucks, etc. So essentially, the idea is that these customers, our customers, are really needing to connect all their coffee machines in one platform. The problem is that all the first part of the cultivating, trading, exporting, roasting the coffee machine, the coffee beans, is really sophisticated, but no one can monitor exactly what's going on in the coffee shops. So they are having a huge revenue loss, given the fact that most of the coffee machines out there do not belong to the coffee shops as one would imagine, but they belong to the coffee roasters and coffee chains. So coffee shops are diluting their coffee. Instead of just consuming illy, for example, they are mixing it with unbranded coffee just to maximize revenue and have a higher margin. That means that their brand damage is huge, is tremendous, and not knowing exactly how many coffee cups have been produced, they are not in position to know exactly when they need to maintain and monitor each and every coffee machine. So, as I said, our customer types are roasters, distributors, coffee chains, and coffee machine manufacturers. We have created a proprietary platform together with a hardware device which is being integrated inside each and every coffee machine, name it super automatic or automatic. And via a very quick and easy way, we are inserting it inside the coffee machine. We are configuring the machine, like pairing it together as you would pair with your car, for example, a mobile device. We are configuring it and we start getting data. The market is huge. We are just rolling out 12 contracts. We have connected 4.5K coffee machines. We have already contracted 39K coffee machines. And that's basically our market. That's the team. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
I'm sorry. The time is up. We have 5 minutes for our panel's questions. And the first question is coming from Eva.
So I have a question. What are your competitive advantages? As there are some solutions, but still, it seems yours are pretty interesting. Yeah.
Basically, there are two competitive advantages. Yes. So the first one would be that we are having many companies like coffee machine makers that they do a very similar solution as ours. The problem is that the customer, for example, illy, they would never be purchasing their solution because they have many different coffee machine types out there, so they need to connect them in one single platform. That's very important to them. That's the first one. And the second one is that we are already approved by 75% of the coffee machine makers out in the market, and we are actually approved to install our device right from their factory, keeping warranties and everything. This has not happened to any other coffee telemetry solution out in the market till now. Of course, we have patented things and things like that, but I'm not talking about IPs and patents. I'm just talking about competitive advantage, like in the real market, right?
And do you have like quantified benefits for your users? So what is the return of the investment and so on? Yeah.
Basically, the amazing thing is that the return on investment is starting from the very first month. The monthly access fee is on average on the customers that we are having is giving them back the expenditure right from the first month. The loss that they are having from not maintaining efficiently a coffee machine could be 4 times bigger. And the dilution, the mixing of branded coffee with unbranded one is as well huge. It can be like from 10% to 60%, and that's a huge amount on their pockets. And all this is quantified. I'm just not sharing data right now.
Can you expand on your economics a little bit? Because if I caught that correctly, you have almost 3 million of contracted ARR from only 12 contracts. These are big contracts to monitor coffee machines. Am I reading that right?
Exactly. So the customers that we are having are particularly big. We have gained trust of some brands that they are rolling out in many countries. We're having a customer that is rolling out in 3 countries, another customer that's rolling out in 29 countries, and their plan is to connect all coffee machines out there, so all the coffee park. The ones that we are having as customer base is already 39,000 coffee devices. I could share the big challenge that we are having. The big challenge is that It's not a matter of contracting only. It's a matter of rolling out the contract. And that's a challenge that we need to handhold the customers and help them digitally transform effectively. That's the tricky part and the one that we are taking in order to help them out, right?
Could you tell us a bit more about your background? Like, how did you come across this opportunity? I would have never thought there's such a massive need from the coffee machine manufacturers.
Absolutely, me neither. As a matter of fact, together with Kostas and Panos, we used to work on various IoT solutions, but I would never expect to start doing things on coffee. The thing is that my partner Panos he just lent some money to a coffee shop. That coffee shop, they couldn't pay back the amount, so he gained a share on the coffee shop. So he started realizing that there's a huge gap of processes, operations, things were really inefficient, and we realized that we need to create something there just to give answer to the roasters and distributors. All of us are electrical engineers, so we are developing things. And the very interesting thing is that once we have developed and deployed all these things on coffee, we are already doing pilots with customers on draft beer, on everything that has liquids and needs to be monitored in a similar way.
Hopefully that answers all your questions, because we have 5 seconds left. So I think that'll be it. Thank you. And thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Now let us move on to Modex, which is a startup from Romania. Modex develops scalable products and services that transform the way data and digital assets are stored, shared, and managed using blockchain technology. Representing Modex and here for their 3-minute presentation is its head of business development, Gorgi Dari.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So our product is called Modex Blockchain Database, and we have 15 live projects right now that generated 3.9 million last year. We've been selling this to enterprises and governments for 2 years now, and we are doing it based on a subscription-based model. It's actually a way that we can make revenue because we are partnering with 35 channel partners right now across the globe. Companies have some problems regarding innovative technologies. First of all, high costs regarding any innovative tech during development. Second, weak security, because you already have a database and you need to understand how to make security on it. You need to pass the regulatory obstacles and, of course, the security challenges and sharing challenges with your customers. So blockchain database means enhanced technology agnostic business continuity. You need to have click and deploy measurements and, of course, enhanced security. Blockchain, of course, should be on your radar because you'll save 30% potential cost saving from compliance, potential cost saving from business operations, and, of course, cost saving from centralized operations. Our clients are using our solution on KYC, monetizing and share data between one another, on compliance and privacy and compliance, and, of course, on digital assets adoption. So far, we graduated Microsoft for Startups. We are IP co-sell validated. We are ISV managed in CE region and Microsoft Seal partners. We are planning to publishing a fully transactable solution on Azure Marketplace to integrate a lot of Microsoft products and services, and of course to achieve goal level this year. Our competitors tend to stuck with inflexible solution and we are ahead of our competition because we are more agile and agnostic than them. We have more than 100 people in the company, and my role is to run business development and to explore new markets. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I'll ask you to stay with me over here. We now have 5 minutes for our jury's questions. The first one will be coming from Guillaume.
Yeah, so, and clearly this is on me because someone is buying what you're selling based on your traction, but after this presentation, I'm still not clear at all what it is that your product does and what it is that you sell. So I'm sorry to potentially make you repeat yourself, but what is the product in all this? Because there was a lot of big headlines about blockchain and compliance and DeFi, but I'm not clear what the product is.
Yeah, sure. So basically, everyone has a database, right? And we are the solution that basically enhance everything that regards with data to connect with the blockchain engine. So we have a middleware that does that for your company. No matter what database you have and what use cases you need to achieve, right? We are infrastructure, and we are building on top of this infrastructure any use case, of course, for fintech, but for any kind of use cases that you can work in this kind of environment, right? To compliance, to KYC, and so on.
So are you a transformation service so that traditional businesses can move their databases to the blockchain?
Yeah, exactly that.
Are there any other questions?
Oh, go ahead.
No, my follow-up was going to be because if it's a transformation process, then to me that implies a beginning and an end in terms of the services you provide. So how do you ensure continuous, or you mentioned some recurring revenue. So what are your customers paying for on a recurring basis?
They are paying, so they are paying based on a subscription model, an annual subscription model, right? So they are basically paying a fee, an annual fee for our product to be integrated with their systems.
But I mean,
like a software as a service.
Once you've transformed the database onto the blockchain, what sort of services or benefits do you provide on a continuing basis?
Of course, support, but that's it, because their enhanced database will run as it is, right? So it's like you're paying right now a subscription for your database cluster. It will be the same for us too.
Two minutes for one more question, possibly two, depending how quick you are.
Quick one then. Is the Money Mail Me still part of the business, which is anyway, it was a slightly different business model. It was initially included in the same structure.
Yeah, it is. It is still part of the business, but it's a separate one.
Okay, and any of those revenues are coming from Money Mail Me?
No,
or?
No, it's just reflecting for projects from Odex.
Okay.
Anyone else? We still have 1 minute 30 seconds. I think that's plenty of time for one more question.
So December 2021, you had an ARR of 10 million, if I read it correctly. And how many customers you have there?
So we have kind of 10 customers, and we are planning to onboard 5 more, like in the following months. Just for this project only. Just for Modex.
Okay, you lost me. So the 10 million ARR that are in the presentation are from 10 customers?
Yeah, you can say that. But there are different kind of projects, right? Because it doesn't imply just Modex blockchain database. There are also custom projects built on top of that. And that's why this ARR comes from. because our subscription in average is 45K per year.
Okay.
All right, I think that's it. We have 10 seconds left. So I'll thank you. Thank you, our panel.
Thank you very much.
All right, finally. Finally, our last participant for tonight is Circularo from Czechia. Circularo is helping organizations to prepare, sign, and execute contracts digitally, quickly, and securely by ensuring that online agreements are trusted and verifiable. Business Development Manager Lukáš Kaftan is here to give us his 3-minute presentation.
Thank you.
All yours.
Good evening, everyone. I will make it simple to you. What is Circularo? You may be asking. So we are a direct competitor for DocuSign, but we are doing better on enterprise level clients because we built our solution from the beginning to be scalable, more modern technologies, and we are more flexible to adjust it to our clients' needs. It's basically a web-based application which runs in Azure or can be hosted locally on the environment of our clients. And it's not just about the signing. We were thinking about it in a bigger picture. So we built it as a pyramid with really wide foundations. And that helped us to manage whole life cycle, not just the signing, like also preparing, collaboration, collecting documents from clients, partners, etc. So you can manage basically anything and make your digital transformation easier and faster. We are a team of 25 people right now. Most of them are in research and development in Western Bohemia. There is a science and technology park, and we have most of our experienced people with having experience in ICT business, international one. Our CEO, Dr. Joseph, applied science, Dr. Pavel as our group sales director, 19 years in international sales and management. Then as well, the R&D team is very experienced, but we give opportunities to young people directly from Faculty of Applied Science in Western Bohemia. So we are hiring them directly from the university, so that help them to develop their skills and experience with us. So we have stable team there. And if we go to next slide, we can see where we are right now. We are market leader in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, when we are talking about enterprise level clients. So we have government entities, the biggest organization within the country. They are running on Circularo these days. So thousands of people are using Circularo daily in different industries. But in this region specifically, we have a government sector fully handled from different, let's say, federal level or local authorities level. Also, we have private companies there. But what is more important, we were able to build really strong partnership networks there. So we have 3 distributors there and over 30 resellers. These guys are helping us to sell daily our solution within the country. We, of course, do it directly as well, but this gives us much more power and also to win contracts against the international players like DocuSign, etc., which we are replacing quite often. We are heading now to US. We are launching with our international partner Canon, and we will be there this year. We have a lot of unique selling propositions. One of the advantages is that we are able to host the solution locally. That's something that the big players are not offering because they are doing the volume business.
I'm sorry, I have to be the bad guy. I have to stop you here. Thank you very much. We now have 5 minutes for our panel's discussion. Sure. And the first question is coming from Dan.
Yes, hi. How do you beat DocuSign when you are pitching or selling to a customer?
That's what I mentioned just shortly, and that's we are able to host the solution locally. So these big players, they are not interested to set up their servers and everything within the countries around the world. Everything is centralized in Europe or US. So that's not these clients or companies or government entities. They are not comfortable with that. So we had to deploy the solution locally. So we have our Microsoft Azure data center in Dubai. And that data residency is a big topic for the government, right? So it was easy to replace them. Also, we have some beneficial add-ons and things that these guys are not offering at all. We are promoting the client's brand identity. So we are not promoting us, or we are able to adjust the solution, white a little bit, etc. And this is really important for the clients, because when you are in touch with your clients, you want to represent your organization. You don't want to receive contracts from DocuSign. You are dealing, for example, with EMAR, which will basically hold Dubai, building the new Cairo. And that's exactly where we, for example, replace DocuSign easily.
Okay, so what other verticals or could use this absolute, okay, it's a big differentiator, this one of the local,
if we are,
other than governmental.
Okay, then the big topic is the identity of the organization. That's something that works everywhere. Also here in Czech Republic, we are replacing Adobe Sign and different players. Another differentiator is that we are working with the national identity authorities. So for example, in Europe, we have Bank ID. In UAE, we have a UAE Pass. So we can integrate these solutions. So that's also the differentiator.
In the slide you mentioned you had 2.6 million revenue last year. What percentage came from Dubai or the GCC countries?
We can honestly say it's over 95%. And now we have several clients here in Europe, but the biggest players are from the GCC region. And this year we are launching the US market.
It was not clear, okay, if you are looking to raise money or anything, it was not clear from, at least I didn't find it.
Of course. Yeah. So we are well established in some regions. We were able to handle it by ourselves, but now we are reaching other markets, like in Europe or in US. And definitely we are looking to find a co-pilot for this and have investment for this part of expansion. So it depends on the country. It can be a smaller one, or it can be a really big one for the main markets.
If I'm not mistaken, the company has been around for a few years already. Was there a recent, do you guys feel like recently you found an inflection point that gives you this drive to expand, raise money, try to go after new markets? Or is this just that it took its time to get here and now you're continuing on a normal trajectory?
Mm-hmm. In the beginning, we started with large enterprise projects one by one, but now we finished, or a year back, we finished our cloud option, which we can sell in a high volume. So this is the right stage to gain some money for big expansion, because we have a ready to use solution which you can start using immediately today. So that's why we are now able to compete the DocuSign, Adobe Sign, and the other players that before it wasn't possible.
We have 30 seconds, which is time for one quick question, if there is any. If not, then I think that's it. Thank you, jury, and thank you, Circular.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank all our presenters and our startups for their inspirational presentations. Our panel is not going to have an easy job tonight, I think. Now, remember, you can also support your favorite startup through Slido. So just go to sli.do and use hashtag Microsoft for Startups. In fact, these are your last moments where you can support them through Slido with the hashtag Microsoft for Startups. So be quick about it, because it's now or never. All right. So all the presentations are now behind us. And while our jurors deliberate, I'll now ask Mr. Andrew McAdam, Global Field Lead of Microsoft for Startups, to lead a panel discussion with two very special guests. Hello and good evening.
Let's just kick this one off straight away by saying, well done. You probably had the hardest job this afternoon. Such a diversity of subjects, topics, getting people to do it in the time frame that you did. I salute you. Congratulations. Great job. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, look, thanks, and thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. My name is Andrew McAdam. I'm the Global Field Lead of Microsoft for Startups, and I am delighted to be able to say that we call it a panel. It's going to be more of a conversation, let's be honest here. But I've got two amazing people to chat with today. We've got Milady from Microsoft, and we've got Andre from UiPath. Guys, say hello. I'm sure everyone would love to hear a little bit about yourselves.
Hello, everyone, and I'm happy to be here with you today. I know we're keeping people from the announcements, so there's a lot of tension and excitement, but I feel we can have a very nice chat here. I'm leading the ISV and scale-up startup ecosystem across 33 countries in Central Eastern Europe, so really happy to be here today.
Excellent.
Andre?
Thank you so much, Milady. Andre, I believe we have a commercial pricing director. What does that mean, Andre?
Well, that means a lot of things. I work a lot on the pricing strategy for UiPath, but what actually gets me really excited to be here is because my volunteer-based job in UiPath, if you will, is that I actually oversee our program for startups in CEE. Actually, it's the one program we have because we started this, due to our roots. And we've actually, one of the editions, we actually partnered with Microsoft for Startups. So I'm really excited to be here. And for once to be here, in this room rather than in the back room doing the judging. So I really
did it sort of bring back the chills, Andre, of all of those competitions that you successfully entered?
Yeah. So I was on every stage. I was also in the back room with the judges. I was in the front. So I've been in the middle room. I've never been in that one.
Absolutely. I have to say, and I don't know if you saw it, but I was watching. I tried to watch most of the presentations. I love the fact that the first in-person presentation today was the company Born Digital. I thought that was quite ironic in a way. But Andre, no, listen, and I have to say, UiPath, the work that you're doing at the moment, and to be honest, this is one of the things we were lucky enough to, obviously, to have Violetta kick the whole thing off today. And she was actually talking about the transformation. And I know how incredibly fortunate I am to actually have this visibility around the world at the moment of all the innovation and the transformation we're seeing in the startup space. But I'm so excited about what I'm seeing in Central Eastern Europe at the moment. And Andre, you just mentioned obviously UiPath and what you're doing. Tell us a little bit more. What are you seeing at the moment? What's getting you excited about what's going on in Central Eastern Europe?
Well, lots of things get me very excited, but I'll talk about my experience with the Automation Awards.
Please.
We've run this for 3 editions right now, 3 years going, and we're getting ready for the 4th one. And we've seen, close to 1,000 startups in these years. And for me, what's really giving me a huge dose of optimism is that I see more and more transition of startups coming from maybe a replication model or just, using a technology to more innovation-based startups. So like in our experience, we've seen, contract lifecycle management. Like I think our last, the competitor in the competition here we've seen quite a few of those solutions, but we've seen also AI-based computer vision used in agrotech or in biotech. So I've seen, some of these breakthrough technologies that are global, seen them coming from Slovakia, from the Czech Republic, from Romania, from Poland, from Ukraine. So having seen this kind of energy and the evolution, it really gets me very hype.
Absolutely. And it's funny. So I have to say, Milady, when you gave the introduction, you use that term, and I always get confused whether it's a Microsoft term, whether it's a generic, but ISV. But I look at you and I know, and anyone that doesn't know, Milady, this is the person you really want to engage with in Microsoft, because you're responsible for really creating this incredible initiative within Microsoft to engage with partners, of which the startups to Andre's point, the innovation that they're creating, this thought leadership that they're demonstrating, really exciting. So maybe it'd be great to understand a little bit more about the role that you're playing at the moment and how you're enabling all of this great innovation through our partners.
Yeah, I have to say that what Andrei said earlier speaks directly to my heart. I have been working in this region for many years, and one of the things that I believe Central and Eastern Europe stands out in is the talent, the human talent. Okay, we have tremendous talent in the region that we have been exporting to the world, right? What we want, a lot of people have been moving. I'm coming from Greece. We had brain drain in Greece. 500,000 of Greeks left during the crisis, and they were the brightest people that went, in the Western countries like the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, whatever. Our mission in Microsoft is to keep the talent and to export the innovations, okay? So keep the brain and export the innovations. And this is what we actually do at Microsoft in my role. We are working with the partners, or we are looking for partners, and startups are actually our nurture space for those type of partners that are developing innovations that can be exportable worldwide, okay? UiPath is such a great example. They started from Romania, and they are now Gartner listed top RPA solution globally, one of the global partners of Microsoft that we are working closely, introducing them to our customers. We have several cases coming from Central and Eastern Europe. Romania has a great fintech partner that we are working, Fintech OS. They just launched operations in the US. We have one of the Eastern European latest unicorns, Infobip from Croatia. They have communication platform as a service. They are now also launching global partnership with us. So these are the type of companies we are looking: ambitious, worldwide focus, innovation coming from CEE to the world.
Absolutely, and look, I love the fact you pick. I mean, obviously you have. That's why Andrei's here. I mean, it's really that partnership. It's the way that they've also, I think, engaged with us, and I think that's one of the things I was maybe it'd be interesting maybe for the audience to hear a little bit about. Can you maybe give a little bit of plan how it's possible for startups and those businesses that are really looking? And I've got this. Keep the talent, export the innovation. How are we actually doing? How are we enabling that within Microsoft?
So first of all, we have now Founders Hub. Okay, let's talk about Founders Hub. Founders Hub is available. We accept applications. We are looking for startups at any stage, from early stage to growth stage to scale up to exit stage. So and this is very important for Central and Eastern Europe because the majority of startups are early stage here. So 80% almost, they're early stage startups. We work with them. When they get in the program, they get technology, of course. They get the best of Microsoft, okay? But they don't also get that. They get mentoring, they get consultancy. And if they have a solution, or when they have a solution that is more mature and ready to be introduced to business customers, we have a program that we call co-sell. So we are partnering with them to introduce them to our corporate and enterprise customers, actually matching what we hear from the customers as their business needs to what we have in our startup ecosystem portfolio. I think this is the win-win case for us. I don't want to talk about Founders Hub as only credits program, okay? I want to talk about a partnership opportunity with Microsoft. Then there are, of course, areas we are mostly focus on, like the industry. We want to support customers in finance, in retail. Sustainability is getting a lot more attention now. Recently, we launched a sustainability accelerator in Greece. We are looking for sustainable solutions because our customers are asking for sustainable solutions. We are partnering with the ecosystems across the countries. Like today, we had VC people into the jury, right? These are people in our broader ecosystem. We have a connection with the local ecosystem in all of the economies. And last but not least, and I know you would love it as much as I do, we also like diversity in the startup world, not only within Microsoft, but also with our ecosystem. And you have been very active. I have been very active as well into this female, founders initiative. I know there was a great meetup today during the event. We want to support diversity and to empower, everyone to be successful in this ecosystem.
Ah, Milady, I could not have said. Look, she's doing my job for me, Andre. Do you know this? She's quoting Founders Hub. The only thing you didn't give was where to apply, but don't worry, we'll take care of that. But also
Yeah,
obviously
sure.
around the importance of diversity, and to be honest, it's proven. Right now there's a huge gap. There is a gap. We know there is. So we're really active in driving the message out there that actually. It's proven to impact innovation. It's proven to remove unconscious bias. It's proven that ultimately it helps actually drive revenue by having more diversity in your team and different perspectives. But we talked about Microsoft and that partnership. And Andre, UiPath. I mean, over the years, I know how much recognition UiPath have had. As in the value that we see that you're providing to our customers. When Milady was talking about that whole sort of, the way I describe it is like, you've got Microsoft, you've got customers and partners, and we put the startups in the middle. We want to surround them with this amazing ecosystem. But sometimes there are challenges as well, aren't there? There are some pitfalls when it comes to working with companies as big as Microsoft that it's sometimes worthwhile highlighting and making people aware of. I'd love to get your perspective around maybe some of the experiences, both positive but also constructive. I won't say negative, but constructive, that you can help the startups that are listening to this really understand as well.
I think partnerships, I'll start with that. Partnerships are key. You can't really go and, win a global market on your own. So you have to be very open, right? And, diversity, definitely a word that we're supporting a lot. And there's diversity in the kind of startups we also work with. But then there's also diversity in the perspectives that you're the partnerships you have. There's diversity in the kind of investors you bring in as a startup. And that's very, very important, right? Obviously, what you also want to do, especially when you're in an early stage, right? And like we've seen, like I think Milady was saying, like 80% of the startups in the region are pretty much early stage, right? Having those, anchoring yourself to some of the large companies, right? Microsoft, obviously, an amazing example. UiPath was part of Microsoft BizSpark at the time, right? So now we are trying to do in our way to bring the same kind of value to startups, right? To support them. Like, to give you an example from the company that applied with our program, we actually several of them are actually our vendors right now. We leverage their technology. We work with them. We have joint go-to-market programs with them. So we do this, and we do this because obviously we want to enhance our ecosystem, but also we know what's in the CE, and we know we should support this, right? So if you want one advice for the startups, for the founders here, and for everybody watching us, is do not try to go on your own. Be open, but be careful how you choose the partner. The partner that, I don't believe in partners are, evil intended, or necessarily they don't have the heart in the right places, but sometimes they can lead you on a dead end street without knowing. So be careful a bit, and then to one point that I want to say, whenever you go with a partner, always keep your eyes on where your North Star is. Do keep that. And then based on that, you will find the right investor, the right partners, the right initial customers. So
absolutely. You see, I think you're stealing your own thunder a little bit here. We've got a minute and a half, and I definitely had one last question for both of you. But I think you might have already taken care of that one, Andre. But Milady, from your perspective, you deal with loads of companies. You deal with so many a range of partners at the moment. And from a startup perspective, I'm always keen to hear, what's that one bit of advice that you always default to? What's that one bit of advice you always give startups when you speak to them?
Well, one is very tough to say. I'm usually maximalistic, giving more. I would say, first of all, to be comfortable in the unknown, in the uncertainty of these times. Okay, today is a very tough day for Central and Eastern Europe. I think we all understand that, doing business in a liquid environment is a tough sport. We all need to be very resilient and ready to deal with changing circumstances. That's number one. Partnerships. We all need partnerships. We, Microsoft, need you. You need us. I think it's a win-win case to work together. Then the last thing I think is thinking big is great, but it's important to execute. Execution is very important for success, not just the North Star, but also being very diligent into what you do. And staying humble as well, because when we stay humble, we listen and we learn and we adapt and we progress.
Listen, Adam's going to kick me off now. So I've got to now try and summarize in 1 second everything that Andre and Lady have both done. Adam, will you give me 1 minute?
I think we can manage that. Go ahead.
Okay, you're very kind. So look, so much insight, knowledge, wisdom, and experience that come through. Andre, from your perspective in UiPath, in a business that has been absolutely phenomenal, both in its partnership, but also in its impact, which ties in so well with the point that Milady was just making. But also the thing I love about what you're doing in UiPath is your willingness to give back, to actually recognize that this idea, there's a great book, by the way, Adam Grant, called Give and Take, and you guys are epitomizing what that's all about. The more we give, all the rising tide lifts all boats. And I think it's a great example of what, Andre, you're suggesting. But also what you're saying is paying back, be open, and careful how you choose your partners. And that ties in really well. Milady, what you were saying is, I wrote down, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Be comfortable with change. You need partnerships. And think about the execution. And I think that's critical, because ultimately, this is our opportunity. In this period of change, we all have this incredible opportunity to actually make a difference. Work with UiPath, work with Microsoft, and hopefully together with these partnerships, we'll enable you startups out there to be successful. Best of luck to all of you today. Well done on all the presentations. Looking forward to seeing who comes through as the winner.
Good luck. Amazing. We're learning from you as well. So,
well said,
Best of luck. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you so much, Andrew, Milady, and Andre. Thank you so much for such a riveting and insightful debate. It was wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, then. Now, I believe the time has come. Now, there will be 4 winners tonight, 1 per each category. Additionally, there's going to be your public vote winner. The winners, they'll receive these prizes: 1 month free membership in HubHub, 1 hour of mentoring with one of the Microsoft industry leaders, a professionally designed logo, and a promotional article from their local Microsoft PR team. And now, to do the honors and announce our winners for tonight, we have, for the sustainability category, Filip Řehořík, CEE Startup Lead at Microsoft. Hello again, good evening.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to say now that the winner of category of sustainability is Volteum.
All right, fantastic. Congratulations, Volteum. Thank you so much. All right, that was sustainability category. Moving on, for the healthcare category, we have Dalma Belkovics, Startup Program Manager at Microsoft Hungary. Good evening. So who is that winner?
Good evening. I have the pleasure to announce the winner for healthcare category, Medica AI.
All right, another online startup. Congratulations, Medica AI.
Congrats.
Thank you. All right, this is going really well. Let's move on to our next category. Next is retail, so retail category. And that was a mistake on my part. So I'm going to say the next category is from healthcare. We have Vladimíra Chinčurová, Startup Program Manager at Microsoft from Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Thank you, Adam. Actually, I'm announcing winner of retail, so there was no mistake.
Switched?
Yes, we switched in
Right,
the
so
meantime.
retail category, everyone, my mistake. Who is it?
You're doing great. So the winner of the retail is Vibe Coffee.
All right, congratulations, Vibe Coffee. You can keep the microphone. Thank you. My apologies. We have our last category, which is FinTech, and I'll ask Gaia Arzili, Group Community and Partnerships Manager, to join me here.
Thank you very much,
Good
Adam.
evening.
A pleasure to be here. Let me announce the winner for the FinTech category is FinTech X.
All right, congratulate FinTech X. Well done, well done. Now, I'm going to actually ask Gaia to come right back because she is going to announce the public vote winner.
It was not an easy choice, I have to admit that. There were a lot of voting, but we are happy to announce the winner of the public vote goes to Bibe Coffee.
All right, Bibe Coffee or Vibe Coffee possibly.
Not sure, I tried both of them, so we make sure, actually, if they would like to come live and inform us what is how is the pronunciation, that
All
would be
right,
great.
let's try it. Hello, hello, Vibe Coffee. Is it Vibe Coffee or Bibe Coffee?
Hi there. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the votes. Thanks a lot for the juries. A great pleasure. We are really honored. No, it's Bibe Coffee. It's from it's a Latin word, and it means drink coffee. It's like drink coffee with wisdom in a sense, in a data-driven wisdom. So.
All right. Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you so much and congratulations again.
Our pleasure.
My pleasure too. Now, this is it. We're at the end of tonight's event. Now, if you have a startup and you'd like to be here next year, nothing's easier. Just sign up with the Microsoft for Startups Founders Hub. And now I'd like to ask everyone to join me over here. Pretty please. Come on, don't be shy. Everyone here, come on.
Founders, CEOs.
Everybody. We'll take a picture, maybe give you some candy or sweets. Don't be shy, don't be shy. We can try to fit them in. Come on, let's squeaking as much as possible into the middle a bit. Can you see everybody? Oh. Very good. Right. Oh my God. That's quite a loud bang. Excellent. One more. Oh! Fantastic. I want to thank everyone for their time and commitment with today's event. Special goes to Microsoft and HubHub teams who have worked tirelessly from behind the scenes. And of course, big thank you goes to our startups as well as members of our jury. So thank you all for tonight. You've been amazing. That's it. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye.